Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now we've got something very different today. Now I don't normally do watches like this, but I was in First Class Watches the other day and they showed me this and I just thought, wow, this is absolutely stunning. This is a Seiko Astron, and basically the name has been going for many years. They've reintroduced it over the last 4 years or so, and they're making a bit of a comeback again. Now this is a solar powered watch, but it's no ordinary solar power watch. This is a more premium watch. These normally go for about £2,500, but this one here, this is from a year ago, and First Class Watches have the new model, but they also have this older model, and they're doing this at a bit of a discount price of only £1,650. And I'm not kidding, it's worth every penny. I really like the look of this one. But again, I've got to say a big thank you to First Class for letting me review this watch. If you're in the Midlands area, well recommend popping into their shop. If you're a bit further afield, well, don't worry, I'll leave a link in the description below. All I ask is that you do mention the channel if you purchase one, or even if you contact them. So anyway, let's talk sizes first before we get into the good stuff. We are talking a 42.5mm case. The bezel actually is about 41mm, so it's not as large as you would think. The thickness is only 12.5mm. The lug to lug, I think it was coming out around about 47.5mm. The strap size is a little bit awkward on this one because you've got the male strap. Yeah, you've got this smaller intersecting point there. I think it's about 14 at this point, about 25 here. But the dial is simply breathtaking, I think. It has got such depth to it. It really looks a very cool bit of kit. Now, as I say, this range of watches, they've released a few new watches this year, but this is actually last year's model, and this is a limited edition piece for Resident Evil. Now, if you like the film or not, the simple fact is this looks fantastic. I think it is such a cracking, good looking watch. It does so many things. As you can see, we've got real depth to this dial with these rather large hour markers on the side here. We have these beautifully done hands. They really are a work of art. I think they just look superb. Now, I was a bit worried when I first came to review this. So I thought, I haven't got a foggiest what any of it does. But it's one of these watches, you take it out of the box and it sets itself. It's got a full GPS receiver in the watch. It will even tell you how many GPS, how many satellites it's linked to when it actually comes to set itself. It is a truly amazing bit of kit. So I'll go through it briefly. We've got the day over here. We've got the AM PM indicator here. Conventional date window down at the 4:30 position there. And we've got a second time zone here, and this is your indicator to tell you all the things which are going on, because this has got a perpetual calendar on fitted to this watch. Basically, the only things you really need to know over here is the power reserve, how much power is left. I believe it can run for I think it will carry on for, is it 6 months, but it's got a 2-year capacity for memory. As soon as it gets any sunlight, it resets itself. It is truly impressive. If you start pressing buttons and going around and checking other things, you can see this is going yes and no over here, but it will go back to its time, so it will not lose any time at all. So it is truly impressive how they do it. It really feels like a premium bit of kit. I do like it. I normally stay clear of any kind of smartwatch because I'm always worried, I'll like it more than my mechanicals, so I don't normally touch them. One thing I have to say, this being a Seiko, it has got a really good amount of loom. The loom is strong, and you also have these polished sections here. One thing which I found quite interesting is, being that this receives signals from GPS, from satellites, it basically, if you're on a plane, you actually can set it into flight mode, which is indicated over here by pulling the crown out and pressing this one, and then it will stop any receiving of the transmissions from the GPS. So it's very cool. Now, the crystal on this watch is a sapphire crystal. Now, it's quite interesting. When I looked it up on the Seiko website, it says it's got a super clear coating on there. I guess that's AR, but I'm not 100% sure, but there you go. Another thing to also mention, being that this is actually a quartz as such powered, well, a solar powered watch, you can tell it's more premium because the actual second hand aligns perfectly with the indicators on the minute track, so it's always nice to see. Now, the bezel itself, we also have different time. Actually, no, this isn't, is it? Yeah, Tokyo, Adelaide. Yeah, okay, so we've got the different time indicators around here. It will automatically sync to wherever you are. So, and the other thing is you can swap it over, so your second time zone becomes your home time zone and so forth. The actual case of the watch is finished in this super hard coating, so I presume that's around about 500 Vickers, but I'm not 100% sure on this one. It is made of titanium also, so it feels, it's light, but it doesn't feel too light, if that makes sense. On the back, we have the limited edition number of this watch as well, and the Resident Evil logo and so forth. You can't actually see anything on the back, because obviously it's a sealed case back on this one. But overall, I think it looks great. The strap on this watch is a calf leather, and it has got a very nice clasp on there as well, all done in the matching black hardware. Would I take this over one of their this year's models? Oh yes, definitely. I had a choice of which one I'd like to take, and I chose to take this one, not only because it looks amazing, but also the simple fact is it's going at a very respectable price. Around about £1,600 for this, I think is absolute no-brainer. I think it's a really, really nice looking watch. Let me put it on my wrist so you got an idea how it actually looks. A quick wrist check. I'm wearing my Seiko Mini Alpinist on its Zin clasp and bracelet because you can. And Bob has got on the new Squale limited edition Marine Metallia on there, which is a really good looking watch. So my wrist size is 7¼ inches, which equates to roughly, I think it's about 18.5 centimeters. And as you can see, sits on there, I think, absolutely beautifully. It really is a very, very cool looking watch. I just love the design. That dial, I think, just looks amazing. And I say every so often, while you're wearing this watch or whatever, it will start, the second hand will suddenly start to spin round, and so it's receiving signals from the heavens as such. It really is quite cool. Obviously, due to it being a GPS red watch, this should always be absolutely spot on perfect. It's just, I think, a very cool watch, and something I don't normally do. I'll grant you that, because I don't know every single one of the ins and outs of this watch. But in some ways, that's quite good, because I feel like, you'll wear this, and over time, you'll start going, I understand that. And I always like that when a watch doesn't give up all its secrets straight away. This is definitely that kind of watch. If you're interested in buying one of these, let them know at First Class Watches, and I believe they still have only a handful in stock. After that, you won't be able to get them at that heavily discounted price. So anyway, all the best, guys, and most importantly, stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.